What is up with you guys? If you're new here, my name is Jacob Calco, and if you're returning, welcome back. You've seen the title of the video. We will be installing what RestoQuad sent me, so thank you so much for sending me this package. He sent me his new Downstrobe brake light. What it does is it'll go underneath the rear quarter panel by the tail light, and it will shine downwards on your swing arm, producing another brake light. So, you know, and it's got two modes. So, you know, when you're riding in the dust, you know, it'll blink if you want, and it'll just act as a third. Or I have the turn signals, so I got a lot of brake lights, but this will be a second brake light, basically. It's super easy to install, but yeah, let's get right into it. Thank you so much, James, for sending me this part. I really appreciate it. Let's get it on. So first, you're gonna take a 10mm. You're gonna take out that little bolt there on each side, and you're gonna take this middle one out here. So don't mind the fan, that's on my end. But you're gonna take that bolt out there, that's a 10mm. You're gonna take this middle one right here. So we'll take this off, and this quarter panel for the rear will come down. So once you do that, take that bolt out, take this top one off, and then if you guys have one, comment down below. But I don't have one on my left side. If I'm looking at the bike this way, I don't have one on my left side, but I'm not too worried about it. But what you're gonna do is, see that rubber bushing right there? What you're gonna do is you're just gonna pull it down nice and gently. And there comes that tray. And then, yeah, if you wanna clean this up, you can. I'm just gonna leave it, because eventually I'm gonna take everything off and clean it, but yeah, there you go. All right, what you're gonna wanna do is you're gonna wanna unplug the wires up here, and you can see that they're zip tied to another string. So just clip that zip tie, and then yeah, just unclip that piece. So next you're gonna grab this bag, open it up, and what you're gonna get is this. So this is the harness. This is a pigtail little DIY thing that he gave you, so you can use this for whatever. It's actually pretty cool that he put that in there. So this is the harness. I'm gonna figure out where all these go. It's super confusing right now, but I believe this goes into this, and then this piece here will plug into there, and this piece will plug into the actual downstrobe itself. So let me plug all this in, and I'll situate this in 1 second for you. So the way I said it was correct. The piece that was plugged into here was this right here. So this was connected. You're going to toss this, unless you don't need it, which you won't for the downstrobe. You're going to connect it to the downstrobe. Then this piece with the black cover on it is going to connect back to the taillight. And then the piece that had nothing on it to begin with, the super long one, is going to connect back to where you unplug this here. So when all is said and done, turn your bike on, and then boom. Super bright taillight. I was very surprised. So it's got a lot of LEDs in there, as you can see. But yeah. And then now what we need to do is we're going to need to drill a hole in the middle there. I got to figure out where I want it. And then we're going to mount this bad boy up. So grab something you got to drill it with. So for the Raptor application, and also I want to mention this harness is only for the Raptor. Now, I talked to James, and he said he's going to have different Hondas and everything, just not yet. But this product is intended for when this is up to be like almost like an underglow kind of thing. This is not intended for it to be shooting out towards the back as a second taillight. It's supposed to light up the ground below. So we're going to use this angled piece, and we're going to stick it up there like this, and we're going to have it facing the swing arm, not facing out. This product is intended to face down as like an underglow, even though it's a brake light. So that's what it's intended for. And also, what I am using is a cone bit, and I'm going to go up to the 3/4 mark and drill this out. If you don't have one of those, you can use the standard like wood or metal bit. I don't really recommend it. And you could just swivel it out, but I got lucky and I found one. I knew I had one, I just wasn't sure where. But boom, there it is. So use that, drill this out, and then we'll see what we got. So what I did is I went ahead and zip tied it, but I wanted my light to be kind of in the middle of the swing arm here. So what I did is I wet my finger, and you can almost feel that there's like a divot, like you can almost see it. Like you could see that crevice down the middle where it kind of comes in as like a V. I just ran my finger across, so mine's right here. And then I went up, this is 4 inches from the middle. So I took a tape measure, and there's 4 inches. So that's what I did, and I zip tied it. And then in this bag with, you know, the downstrobe and everything, you're gonna get 2 of these. Boom and boom. The difference is this one is straight. This one has a curve. I'm gonna use the curve one. Well, you should use the curve one to kind of angle it towards the bike. But depending on your application, that may not work. So for the Raptors, oh, I dropped it. For the Raptors, use this. Take the tape that was in there, the 3M, stick it on there, make sure it's stuck on there good. And then we're gonna stick this piece up into this, and then we're gonna take it in and clip the other one. So yeah, pretty easy to install, I have to admit. Before you stick it on, what I want you guys to do is I want you to cut a little sliver. That whole circle will overtake this gap that is meant to slip the wires in. Cut that out with a knife gently, like a razor or something, so yeah, you can like slip the wire in there. So just do that before you stick that. So yeah, once you stuck all that stuff together, you are done. This is what the final product looks like. It shines, it's a downstrobe, like I said, so this is the way it's supposed to be facing. It's supposed to be facing, you know, your undercarriage and the ground below it. It's not supposed to be facing outwards like another taillight, like this one is, you know, your stock one. But it's just supposed to be like that, just a little cool feature, a little bit extra safety. So yeah, I wanted it shining on the shock, so when I get new ones, you know, you can really show that they're whatever brand I decide to go with. But yeah, super cool little product, definitely helps for a lot of safety. But you're not done yet. Put the cage back on and put that nuts back in, and I'll show you what to do with this. So, when you stuck everything on and put all your nuts back, in the bag that the downstrobe came in itself, there will be about a nickel-sized magnet. Don't throw this magnet away. What it's used for is it's used to switch the modes of the downstrobe. You take it, you hold the brake in, and you just tap it. You really got to find the middle and tap it. You kind of got to like find around for it, and there you go. So once you found it, release it quick. You're only supposed to just tap it, but obviously it's kind of hard to when you're down here. So yeah, I think I'm gonna leave it like this. But if it's a dusty condition, like the other day at AOA, the downstrobe. Oh, I lost it. That's how touchy it is. The downstrobe might be the choice, or if you do a lot of night riding or you do a lot of dusty rides, this might be the option for you. But I think I'm gonna keep it like this because it don't bother me if it's flashing like that. But I think it's a really cool part. Like I said, James sent me this part. You can get it on RestoQuad or phager.com. It's only like maybe 34 bucks, I believe. Don't quote me. Maybe 50 bucks around that area. No more, unless you live far with shipping. But I think it's a really cool part. It definitely can provide a lot more safety measures. Definitely a lot more lightage to show that you're stopping. That's a lot. Obviously, whenever this will come on, that will come on. So yeah, I think it's a really cool part. Lights up the back. It's basically like underglow except for a brake light. Yeah, thank you so much for James for sending me this part. Now I gotta put another part on, and I'll show you right now that Danny gave me. But thank you so much, James. I appreciate that. So as a little bonus, like I said, take your 10mm and undo these two bolts that hold up the coolant tank right there. And then you're gonna take your 5/32 bit and just tighten those down. You're not gonna use the old bolts. But yeah, thank you, Danny, for giving me that part. Helps protect my coolant tank, and has a nice little thing. I gotta fill mine up. I was going to, but I didn't have any coolant with me, so yeah. Thank you, Danny. So that is gonna wrap up this video of installing the Resto Quad's Downstrobe. I think it's a super cool part, and I'm super grateful that James sent that part to me for free. So go give him some love and go get this part from either phager.com or RestoQuad's website. Support him, get the real stuff. There's a lot of Cincy Chinese made-ups of his products. So go give him some love. And yeah, so let him know that I sent you. And yeah, I think it's a beautiful part. I think it can do a lot of good in keeping people safe. So yeah, go get that part. And thank you, Danny, for giving me that part. And yeah, thank you so much, RestoQuad. And thank you so much for supporting and watching me. Ride safe, y'all. Hope this helped.